Hello everyone, Kaoz here, and welcome to another old school RuneScape video. If you guys don't pay much attention to the news about the game, either on the official website or on social media, today we are going to talk about a topic that, quite frankly, deserves as much attention as possible, because power creep is about to hit the game in a fairly significant way. In this video, we will mostly go over some changes to the Raids 3 rewards, as well as giving you a small comparison between their previous versions, and quickly mention some content coming to the game in the next few months as we wait for the highly anticipated Tombs of a Mascot raid. If you guys are new to this channel, make sure to subscribe with notifications on, and join the Discord in order to be notified whenever a new video goes live, or when I start streaming, as I will be covering everything we talk about today, so you guys better be ready for that. Now, the only disclaimer for this video is that some of the things we will talk about today are yet to pass a poll, and it's not 100% guaranteed to make it to the live game. But by bringing more attention to these topics, as well as my humble opinion, hopefully they can receive enough positive feedback for us to actually have them in the game. So, let's begin. So, if you guys didn't know, the biggest change coming to the Raids 3 rewards is a brand new two-handed magic staff called the Shadow of Tumeken, and these are the stats right here. Right away you might think, hey, 35 magic attack? I mean, I can get the same bonus with a Trident of the Swamp and the Book of Darkness, for example. Oh boy, well, let me tell you about the passive effect. Whenever you wear the Shadow of Tumeken, you get to triple the amount of magic strength and magic accuracy. Magic strength will be capped at 100%, but for accuracy, it can go as high as your full gear allows. If that doesn't sound absolutely disgusting, well, let's check out how this will work in greater detail for you to actually realize how overpowered this will be. I will show you some current numbers to then put the new staff into perspective. Currently, a Trident of the Swamp has a base max hit of 31 with no magic boosts or magic strength. Activating an Imbued Heart will take your magic level to 109, bumping that number to 34. When equipping 3 pieces of Ancestral, an Imbued Heart, an Occult Necklace, and a Tormented Bracelet, the max hit at 99 magic is 38. Activating an Imbued Heart for 109 magic will bump that number to a whopping 41. This is a current best-in-slot gear when it comes to magic strength for a total of 23% bonus damage. Now, keep in mind that a Slayer helmet will increase these hits as it has a 14% damage bonus. And since it substitutes the Ancestral Hat, technically it will be a 13% damage bonus for a total of 36% magic strength. The base hit with the aforementioned gear is 42, and with an Imbued Heart active at level 109 magic, that will go all the way up to 47. Oh, and one final thing. Why am I not testing this with a Sanguinesti staff? Well, I don't have one, and I don't want to buy one for now. So this is what's going on in the main game, but what about the new staff? The base max hit of the Shadow of Tumeken will be your magic level divided by 3 plus 1. This means that at level 99 magic, your base hit with no magic strength bonus is going to be 34. If we activate an Imbued Heart but still don't equip any magic strength increasing gear, this number will go up to 37. Now, things get crazy when we start equipping the magic strength increasing gear. When you are wearing the previously mentioned items, not including the Slayer helmet, along with a new staff, your magic bonus goes from 23% to a ridiculous 69%. That means that with the staff, the gear, and the Imbued Heart, your max hit goes all the way to a disgusting 62. And remember that magic accuracy is also tripled, so bosses where it once was unreliable to mage because of accuracy problems will now be more doable with this setup. Now, that's not everything. Remember how your max hit goes up with a Slayer helmet? Well, with the gear mentioned previously, your magic strength bonus goes from 36% all the way up to the 100% cap. Meaning that while on a Slayer task and with the best-in-slot magic gear, you can see numbers of up to 74. Now, with magic accuracy nearing 500, you will hit so often that in comparison with other high-level weapons, the staff is going to absolutely destroy most monsters that dare cross your path. So fellas, I'm not one to tell you to panic buy things, but if you don't have the items we talked about so far, get them as soon as possible, because if the staff comes into the game, magic gear will reach peak levels very, very quickly. Alright, that's the most important information about the staff, which are the max hits and all the disgusting damage that you're gonna deal. Now, how is it different from the Heka of Tumeken that was initially proposed, and how does it compare to the new staff? Well, to put it in simple terms, because, I mean, it's not really worth getting into it because it was completely scrapped for now, the Heka was going to be a brand new one that would attack 3 times at a speed of 2 game ticks, and then have one final, slower, and a more powerful attack with a special passive effect according to the spellbook you were using. The standard spellbook was going to increase the damage to this final max hit by 10%. The Ancient Spellbook was going to make this final attack a 3x3 area of effect spell. The Lunar Spellbook was going to heal all teammates in the trajectory of this final hit. And finally, the Arceus Spellbook was going to make it so the final hit would drain your enemy's magic level by 5% and increase your own magic level by 50% of what you just drained. Now, in my very personal opinion, this was entirely scrapped, possibly because of two reasons. Number one, it honestly sounded way too niche to use outside of the raid. In one of my previous videos, I talked about how I believe that this could have been useful in Raids 1 and Raids 3, but other than that, it didn't really sound absolutely insane. And the second reason, to put it in simple words, it sounds a little bit too complicated to use compared to other weapons. Call me stupid, but honestly, that's just my opinion. To give you some perspective as to what the Shadow of Tumeken might do to the game, it sounds like it will be a similar situation to when RuneScape 3 added a new best-in-slot magic staff called the Fractured Staff of Armadyl, which has a crazy passive effect that made the magic combat style absolutely insane at some places, instead of using the standard OP ranged weapons. But I know you guys don't like it when I talk about RuneScape 3, so here are some final details about the Shadow of Tumeken. First and most importantly, you will not be able to use it along with a new best-in-slot magic shield, the Word of Eliteness, which that one actually remains unchanged. I'm pretty okay with this because it's not like the Shadow of Tumeken will completely overshadow, no pun intended, other weapons such as a Kodai Wand, the Trident of the Swamp, or the Sanguinesti Staff, just to mention a few. According to Jagex, these are some numbers on the brand new staff, and how its increase in DPS along with the best magic gear in the game might make magic the new meta at some places. We have Ziliana, Kriara, and Krill Tusaroth in the Godwars dungeon, which would previously be fought with ranged or melee, the Abyssal Portal in Chambers of Xeric, and finally the second phase of the Kalphite Queen. Now, obviously this may not sound like a huge list of places to use the Shadow of Tumeken, but remember that these are just a few bosses and not the entire catalog of monsters. Only time will tell how powerful these new items will be at Casual Slayer to increase your gains and hitting big numbers. And finally, we have to talk about power creep. Now, if you remember, I made a video about a year ago talking about how it seems like a huge problem how old school RuneScape was heading this direction of, oh, let me introduce a new item, but give it a specific effect so it's not objectively more powerful than the current best in slot. Because we all know how the community reacts to power creep.
My pixels are going to be devalued. Mommy, my chicken tenders.
But now, this will be the very first time, at least in recent memory, personally, that Jagex actually introduces a weapon that's a strict upgrade to current best-in-slot weapons. Of course, without making the only option to go for in every situation. And plus, let's be honest, 99% of the community won't be able to buy it on release, along with myself. Alright fellas, for a few more changes to the Raids 3 rewards, we have the new Osmund's Fang, which to be quite honest didn't receive huge changes other than some nerfs to the staff accuracy and melee strength. According to this graph by Jagex, the Fang will still be more powerful than the Rapier at certain defense levels, but if you're just doing some casual Slayer, maybe some other weapons will do just fine. And like I said, just like the previous one, I'm pretty sure we're not going to be able to buy it right away, so you can hold on to this one for now, don't worry too much about it. The Thread of Eliteness is an untradeable thread dropped from Raids 3 that will allow you to upgrade your rune pouch in order to get a fourth type of rune in there, making this item will require 75 crafting, increased from an initial 60. In my very personal opinion, it would have been absolutely amazing to not only increase the number of runes in there, but also make the rune pouch equipable. That sounds like a stretch, but that would have been a really nice quality of life for Magic. And finally, for the latest Raids 3 reward blog, the Breach of the Scarab is going to be a jewel you will be able to attach to your Kaoz Partisan in order to further increase its accuracy against Kalphite monsters by 33%, on top of a passive accuracy of the Kaoz itself. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much it for the scripted part of the video. I was not going to talk about numbers without a script, and everything you hear from now on is going to be from the heart. So let's continue. You guys are seeing a couple of pictures on screen right now, and this is basically the design of the 4 bosses that we're going to have to battle in Raids 3 as we make our way to the final boss to get those juicy rewards. One thing that has been pointed out both in my Discord and the community is that number one, it looks like the baboon is going to be kind of dead, so get those salves amulet ready as we are going to fight an undead monkey, it seems. And of course, the Kaoz Partisan is going to play an absolutely essential role as we are going to fight that scarab looking thing that seems like it's going to carry a piece of poop around. I don't know how that works, kind of weird, but who am I to tell? Up next, we have the Giant's Foundry, which is going to be a new method to train smithing. Now, obviously, it's not going to be a like a rework to smithing. It's just going to be a different way to train. You can think of it as, you know, Guardians of the Rift or so on, just to make smithing maybe a little bit more interactive. I will be playing that live the day it drops, so make sure to subscribe with notifications on, as I am going to be live streaming that with you guys the day it releases. Up next, we have a very interesting addition by the name Questing Speedrun, and this is going to be a place where players are going to be able to compete in order to have the best times at doing a certain quest. So those tick-perfect clicks, mechanics, walking, animation, like everything, will play an absolutely essential role for people who want to get their, or, you know, try their best at getting those world records. Then we are going to get something new called Content Recommender, and this is basically something that if you are feeling lost, it's going to tell you sort of what to do according to your levels, you know, what state your account is at. I do not know how this is going to work. They only kind of teased a little bit about it, so I would say that the day of release we try it, even though my account is completely maxed, and I don't know what other goals I could potentially work on, at least from the game's perspective. Finally, we have the Deadman rerun. As we remembered, if you have been playing the game for a little bit, you might recall that the ending of the latest Deadman tournament was absolute disaster. So, when it registers, yes sir, that is apparently when we are going to get this, and hopefully it's not a shit show as it was the previous time around. Alright, Scapers, that's pretty much it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed, and please let me know what you think of all of these additions, changes in the comments below. I have a blast reading your comments, and you can be sure that I take a look at all of them. I want to give a massive thank you to every single channel member that has been joining this amazing project over the last few weeks and months. Your guys' support, honestly, is a little overwhelming, and you have no idea how much I appreciate every single one of you. If you would like to become a channel member and monetarily support this channel, click the join button below, and you can see what type of cool perks and rewards you can get out of your monetary pledge in the videos, in the live streams, and in the Discord. For now, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much it. We get ready for Monday's upload, as we are going to start the PVM month. We are going to start with an absolutely insane video telling you how to improve your PVMing abilities in order to work to those raids and possibly content like the Inferno. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you then. Peace.